Tara here again with Create Life Paper Words, and today I have for you week 28 of my 2015 Project Life Family Album. So for this week, I actually used most of pretty much everything from the Studio Calico's Fairgrounds July PL kit. As you can see, I decided to go with a lot of really bright colors, and the reason I decided to do that was I saw that summer card in the yellow, and I thought I'm going to use this one, and then I built everything else around it. Something else that also really grabbed my attention as well was that Collect Moments. And when I was just sort of sorting through the kit and everything, I had done up this on the left side, that middle insert. I had done that with the Project Life app from our trip to Drumheller, and the bottom left card of that one really matches that Collect Moments card. So I really thought that would tie the two sides in really nicely together. So this card that I'm working on, the summer card right now, all I used was one of the Baxter hearts, and then I used my October afternoon roller stamp to stamp Here Comes in Stays on Ink. The next card that you'll see me working on is the title card, and I've used that on the 7. So I've got these little chipboard alphas, and they are gold striped. I know it's hard to see that. And so all I'm going to use is just my tiny attacher to attach them. And then after that I stamp them with the date, of course, that this week is from. So I really love this card, this 7. I think the colors are really great, and it just gives it a little bit more white space for me. So after I get that July and then the date stamp on there, I'm realizing that unfortunately I can't really get week on there anywhere that will look, in my opinion, really nice. So I think I really want to use some gold, but I don't really want to use my Sharpie markers. So I decide to find some embossing powder, and from there I start using one of these little leftover pieces of scrap paper that I have. But after I look at it, I realize that it's just a little too plain and I don't quite like it. So I start digging through my wood veneers, and I remember I have this plain banner from Colorcast Designs, and it's just sort of the perfect size for it. So I stamp with my Versa mark my week on there, and then use the gold, and it turns out really, really nicely. Like it's really nice and even when it finally gets heated up and everything. And then I get this idea from the leftovers that I have to do a banner. So I really love how this card turned out. I use all the other pieces that I have and all the other colors in it, so it really goes really nicely with the whole layout. And I tend to freehand all my little triangles. I find that they just look a little nicer, and I guess in my opinion, if they're not all even and they're not perfect. I sort of like that they're all a little off. And then so as I'm placing all these little banners down, I didn't think of this ahead of time, and I get them all placed down and realize, oh, how am I going to adhere them? So I just used a little bit of washi to hold them all together, and then I use my mini attacher, and that seems to work pretty good. So I stick on my week, and I realize I still need to put something on there for the actual week number. As I'm actually doing the layout, I go back to my little bucket, and I find some black embossing powder. And then I sort of play a little bit with what size and shape that I want for the 28 to go on to. Since having filmed this, when I was photographing everything the other day, I decided I really did not like how the 28 looked on this little banner piece. I just found it was a little bit too much of the wood veneer. So what I have done since then is I put 28 in white stickers, and I think it works just a little bit better. I'm still trying to decide if I'm actually going to outline them with black or not, but you'll be able to see those in the still shots at the end of this video. And it's funny, as I was actually doing this, I kept thinking, oh, I haven't embossed in so long, it looks horrible. I look like I don't know what I'm doing. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's not too bad. But I will recommend for these little pieces using some tweezers. So after I finish up this week title card, I move on to my other cards. My goal for this spread is to keep all the other cards pretty simple. And one of the ways I do that is by just adding an asterisk to this Collect Moments card that you see here. I find that by keeping it pretty plain, you really notice the boldness and the brightness of the card in the whole spread. And the next card that I move on to is this yellow one in the top left corner, or middle I should say. And what I've been finding is I really like the look of a wood veneer word that I've used StazOn black ink with, and then something little like a little label underneath it. I just find that it's a really neat, really fun look. So I knew exactly what I wanted to say with this card. I wanted it to say best friend. And the reason for that is my daughter's got two best friends right now, her big sis and then another friend of ours who has a little girl who's a few weeks older. So I pretty much was just looking for a friend's label. I had found this best wood veneer, so I colored that black with StazOn, attached it, and then the friend, I used my little tiny attacher. So I really love how that looks, and I like how it also goes with the little yellow dress as well in that picture to the right. The next one that I start working on is just a couple more of the little word labels. I'm using one of the Maggie Holmes, I believe it's the crepe paper labels. It comes in black and white, and I've been using these throughout my book since I got them, and I absolutely love how they look. So all I'm doing is just finding random words and putting them on my pictures. I'm wanting to keep the pictures pretty simple this time, just sort of adding embellishments with these labels, sort of talking about what the pictures are about. For this black and white card in the bottom middle of the left side, what I'm doing there is I was looking for something in a color that I could put on, and I wasn't really finding anything. So I decided to use this one little die cut that I have, and then layer this another little die cut, the black with the white writing on it. And it sort of is in response to the picture above it, just the one with the road trip that we went on, the day trip. So as you can see, I tried free cutting it, and it did not work well. It was very lopsided. So I then grabbed one of my little flare buttons, and I turned it over, and I traced around the back, and then I recut it again. And I found that worked a little bit better, just because I apparently can't cut circles very straight, but I guess most people can't. And then I used the little, what are they called? Those little foamy things, just to pop it up a little bit so it has some depth to it. And now I'm going to be working on this Life is Blank card. My video will stop pretty much after I finish it. I need to keep remembering that I can only record for about 45 minutes at a time. So what I end up doing is I want to put fun, life is fun, and so I was just trying to find the right colored alpha that I wanted there. And again, keeping this card really fairly simple. Anyways, I want to thank everyone. You can see the still shots after this of my completed pages. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all my subscribers and all of you guys that have been tuning in. Bye!